How was your day?
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Oh, it was a good day. Obviously, it started with us running, which I was telling the girls at the barn that like twice a year, I tell myself I'm a runner.
You have to convince yourself.
And then twice a year, I realize that I'm not a runner. But today was the beginning of I'm a runner. So I'm committed for an indefinite amount of time. Usually until my knee starts hurting, but I'm a runner.
Do you get a hot knee?
I don't know. It just like starts to feel like something's wrong with it, and I might end up with knee problems at some point, and I don't want to be a person with knee problems. So, yeah. But then I get this urge after not running for a while, and it's like a bunch of pent up energy inside, and it just needs to pew forward.
Pew pew.
So, I pewed today.
The weather is quite cold. I would not want you walking.
And like, yeah, the past 2 days I haven't done anything. So I was feeling pretty shitty about that. So 'tis the season.
You are very
indoor running.
You're very movement oriented.
You're extremely movement oriented. Oh my God. If something's wrong, just tell me to take a walk and I'll be completely fine. I promise.
I think I reposted, or did I send it to you, something about just days off are the absolute worst. I think it was a tattooer meme specifically, but
I don't think I saw it.
Where when you don't have a task or a job or something to do, how miserable it is to have a day off.
It's terrible.
Yes.
Obviously, there are those people who would live their entire lives horizontal, are fine laying, and I very much respect that about them, because there are days when I probably should just sit and lay and not do anything, but I can't. And I know you can't either.
No.
And it's terrible. I mean, the last time I did it was when I had a serious infection in my like nasal cavity.
When you had the hole in the roof of your mouth?
The hole in the roof of my mouth. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that was the last time I was horizontal for more than just the sleeping hours. But yeah, movement, it's good. I've heard it's a great thing to do.
I just tamped down some movement on some windows of the wind through the keyhole.
All right, let's dive into that. Please explain what you just said.
Just caulked up some windows.
Just caulked up some windows.
Yeah, I'm a broken record right now. I always say that tattooing is the most calm and peaceful part of my life.
Yeah.
And it's every other task that seems like a little bit of chaos, and there's always a tiny fire to put out. But this one seemed very successful. There was a draft in one of the artist suites. I went in with the black caulk. Clean application.
Good.
Which I really appreciate. Filled it in. Did not feel the draft afterwards.
It's funny, as I was getting ready to leave the barn, I was telling Haley and Jen were out there with me, and I kind of felt like I needed to leave in a hurry because I thought maybe I was still going to pick you up to go to Lowe's. And I was trying to think of a way to say, I need to go get some black caulk.
Yeah.
Without sounding like I'm saying,
I'm about to get caulk.
I'm about to go get some black caulk.
Yeah.
I just said I had to go. That was where I left it. But
a regular size container of black caulk. The dude at Lowe's did say that I saved $3 because this one takes an hour to dry versus the 30-minute drying, more expensive version.
Okay, so for 30 minutes,
$3.
All right, there's some math in there. I don't really know how that adds up or where it ends up.
It may have been the first time I had a guy walk up to me like,
and even care about what you're doing at a store.
Can I help you?
My God.
It's been a long time. I was confused.
I have to help the people at the store anymore. It's insane.
Confused. I was worried. I was like, is this safe? I don't know. I don't talk to people at stores.
Yeah. You can't. You have to check out by yourself.
You have to do...
You have to look on the app if you're trying to find anything in an aisle.
You're the employee now?
You're the employee. You're the stalker. You are the security. You have to... I mean, we joke all the time that you have to check yourself out while a security guard stands at the self-checkout watching you check yourself out. And then you have to take your receipt and show it to the security guard so he can make sure you didn't steal any of the things you just checked out yourself, and then you may proceed.
I feel like I've bonded with the guy at Kroger.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are buds. Well, you're both just there a lot.
You go 3 times in one day, and by the 3rd time, he's like, "Bruh, just move on, baby."
But you
Just
have to
keep
go
on
3
going."
times.
You have to go 3
in one
times.
day.
You have to have a giant mustache and be very recognizable, and then build a rapport, a smile, a nod.
Yeah.
And then he just like keeps his little hand on his gun, and nods like
Yeah, they have guns
at Kroger.
at Kroger.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. I mean, how much were they losing in sales? People stealing, that they need full-time security.
Well, it has to be worth it.
It obviously is, I guess. I mean, we're making a friend out of it, so that's a plus for us.
Well, and friendship is beyond value, I think.
I think so.
How's Ponytown?
Ponytown was good. When I got there, Richie was just munching on some hay. So I rode Richie and Brady today. And Brady, I thought maybe Brady was outside because I didn't see him when I first went up to the stall, and Richie and Brady are neighbors. And then I looked down and Brady was asleep, like on the ground in his little blanket with his...
Is Brady a thoroughbred?
He's a thoroughbred, yeah. But his little knees tucked underneath. And so I had to take a picture and tried to send it to Lucy, but there's no service. So I told her I'd send it. Still need to send it. But it's just, anytime you see a horse asleep on the ground, it's the fucking cutest thing in the entire world. Because they look like little animals.
Right.
And all you want to do is go up and like sit with them and pet them. And if you've ever done that and then they start to get up, you realize hooves are fucking massive.
Yeah.
Their knees will knock your jaw out of place. Like, it's terrifying.
Well,
but
someone
it's
who's
so
been
freaking
stepped
cute.
on.
Oh, stepped on. Actually, it's funny. Jen's boyfriend, she has a new boyfriend, and he's been coming out to the barn. And so we've kind of just been giving him a crash course in horses.
All things horse.
I mean, just from the first day he got there, we had him like brushing Richie and just touching the horses and being around them. And this guy's like never been around a horse in his life.
Learning a language through immersion.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're just like throwing you in the deep end. Like, you're going to learn. Yeah. He's been out there now a few times, and Jen is super knowledgeable. So she's constantly teaching him things and testing things. So he was out there today, and somebody mentioned getting stepped on. And so Tim is kind of like, oh, yeah, I don't want to get stepped on. And Jen was like, if a horse ever steps on your foot, do not pull it out. Move the horse off of your foot. If you try to pull it out, you will fuck up your foot.
No.
And it's like, that is very true. But so Tim was like, okay, so don't do what my instinct tells me to do. Right. That is a very common theme among horses.
Don't do what
your instincts tell you to do. Know, if you are falling off, try to pull yourself up. Gravity's pulling down, but like really in that moment, just try to pull yourself up. It's so much harder than it sounds. But anyway, so Ponytown was good. Richie was a little lazy, but another funny thing happened today. One of the trainers was out there with one of her students, and the student rides a lot of the ponies. And there's this little pony named Breezy.
It's a good name for a pony.
And Breezy has lived out at the barn for a handful of months now, but really has just been living the almost retired pony life. And Breezy has her first lesson tomorrow with a little 7-year-old. So Sarah, the trainer, was like, I should probably get Breezy out into the arena and make sure that she doesn't lose her goddamn mind. So her student, she asked if she wanted to do a little bareback ride on her, which riding bareback is so fun. And it's a rare thing that any of us get to do. So I was tacking Richie up, and...
Do you still use a bridle, though, obviously?
Yeah. So you
just no saddle.
No saddle. So you still use a bridle, but no saddle, and really no saddle pad unless you want to put one on. So Richie was already in the cross ties, and Brooke comes by with Breezy. And Breezy is a pony.
Yeah, tiny.
I mean, looks like a dog practically. And I don't know if Richie's ever seen a pony this small. Breezy comes walking by, and Richie is just like immediately like standing up straight, ears forward, like, what is this? The fuck
is this creature?
Is that? And so she brings Breezy into the cross ties next to us, and Richie just like, it's like, oh my God, what is happening? He like can't stop looking at her. And Richie loves the girls, but I think this was more so like a, what is this creature? So we both tacked up. She put a bridle on. I got all my tack on. And then we went out into the indoor arena together. And once again, Richie was like, what is this? And so for our entire warm-up, my left arm was sore because he is craning
Just
his
looking.
neck to just like keep his eye on Breezy, and I'm like pulling him, and Richie's a very strong neck, so it's very hard. I'm pulling him and pulling him, and he just could not keep his eyes off of her. It was so funny. And then Brooke was on her, and she could literally like wrap her legs around Breezy's barrel and touch her feet together. And Brooke's maybe my height.
Right.
Like, she's a little lanky. She's got long legs, but like not a tall girl or anything. And it was adorable. It was very cute. And then we had a good ride. We had a good ride with Brady. Jen and Haley came out, and the three of us rode together and worked on a few things. And overall, it was nice. It was chilly, but the barn's heated. We're forever grateful. It's amazing. Most barns, you're lucky if there's heat in the tack room. Otherwise, it's just metal and wood and wind and cold. And
shout out to Sugar Run.
A shout out to Sugar Run. My God, they know what they're doing. And thank goodness for heated vests.
Yeah.
Those Auroras, man.
We had the news on a moment ago, and my client today had a funny line I was trying to remember, and she said, I stopped watching the news when I worked at the coroner's office.
Oh my God.
Because I didn't want to know what tomorrow
Your
would
client,
bring. She's a doctor.
What was her role?
I think she opened up bodies and was like, this is
Holy
how they
shit.
died.
That's interesting. But yeah, you get that, like, you foresee what your work will be.
She's taking a news sabbatical right now is how it came up. She's like, I'm over it.
So she's still there?
No, she has like a private practice or something. She has something
okay.
else. But she was just like, we were talking about news and how it's like can be unhealthy to get an obsession, which everyone did during COVID, including me. I fucking lost my mind. And I still do Twitter, X constantly every night as you sleep on me. And but she was like, I'm not watching the news right now. I can't handle it. She's like, the last time that I took a break from the news, I was working at the coroner's office.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Working at the coroner's office would be like a good play.
Oh yeah.
I'm not really one for plays, as you know.
Right.
Musicals mainly.
It's like a one-man play.
Yeah.
But you have all these like random bodies that come through.
Oh.
so there's other people.
So like
there's other people.
Yeah.
But you're
they
just
wheel them in,
and
and that starts the
but
scene.
the person just lays there. They don't move, but it's a real person every time.
Okay, yeah. Working at the coroner's office.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun,
Is there?
dun, dun.
What was that? Did you ever see Sweeney Todd?
Matt, I have not seen anything.
I'm just thinking of plays that had like murderers.
Did they make a movie out of that?
Mm-hmm. Johnny Depp was in it.
Yeah. Okay, then yes, I did. I did see that. But it was based off of a play.
It's a musical. Yeah.
Or that's the one where he would cut the necks.
He's a barber.
He's a barber. Okay. Yeah, yes. I have seen it. That's about all I can tell you about it.
I think maybe Helena Bonham Carter was in it too.
Well, it just feels like she should be.
It was probably
But
Tim
I
Burton.
think she was.
It was Tim Burton.
I think all that checks out. Yeah.
Yeah. My client today also designed her tattoo via AI.
Oh, really?
Which was fascinating. So essentially, she sent me this mermaid, and she was like, I couldn't find any reference material that was exactly like I liked. She downloaded an app, which I meant to look up this app. I think it was called like My Next Ink.
Okay.
And it's so like specifically designed tattoos, and you can look up like what style of tattoo you want. American traditional, neo-traditional, Asian traditional. So you pick like what style you want it in, and then you type a prompt, and it generates a tattoo based on that.
Interesting.
But like what she sent me was still like very AI-y.
Yeah.
So it had like, things were blending in that shouldn't be. The fingers were off.
Yeah.
But it was a good jumping off point.
Well, that's probably really nice. I mean, we were talking to, I think, was it at the cookie party? Somebody was talking about how like they have a visual in their head of something.
Oh yeah, it was Shaz.
It was Shaz, yeah. But
Hi, Shaz.
they don't have the Shaz. They don't have the like capabilities of translating that into something visible, whether they can't draw or they can't whatever. But having AI at least combine the things to create an image, and you can kind of tweak it that way.
Yeah, my own mindset right now is like, I think there's going to be a huge opportunity and a creative explosion because people have ideas.
Yeah.
And then how long is it before you just keep regurgitating and all of a sudden we don't have ideas anymore? The shit I talk about all the fucking time. But where it's like because that's what I was talking about her today. You know, she was like, I have these ideas, I input them, I can see something.
Yeah.
Great. Next generation, they won't have ideas anymore because they would have just leaned on the technology so much
Yeah.
that they don't have original content to input. You know, right now it's like, oh, I've never seen Hulk Hogan and a Gundam put together, right?
Yeah.
And you can make that happen, but people aren't even going to know that you can put different things together because the AI will just give them content all the time.
Yeah.
And that's my dystopian view, that all music and all art will look the exact same in like 10 years.
Probably. It's already almost there.
Well, we talked about the cars,
Yeah.
so you
The
can't even
rounded,
the
soft, flat.
like, what is this thing? And I'm sure it's an algorithm that is the aerodynamics of the vehicle, and it just makes it perfectly look like a teardrop, and then
Yeah.
all the cars look the same, and you don't know what the brands are or anything except for a motherfucking Cybertruck.
You spot that thing from
Oh.
fucking states away.
The craziest is a Cybertruck pulling up behind you.
That feels like the future.
Do you feel like
I
you're in the
remember, oh my
future?
God, I remember the first time I think I had seen a Cybertruck parked, like right when they came out, maybe twice, like in the short north and somewhere else. And then I remember I was on the highway and I was on the phone with my mom, and I just looked in my rear view mirror because maybe I was I was doing something, and I like stopped what I was saying, and I was like, oh my God. And she, of course, knows that I'm driving, thinks that like something's happening. She's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, there's a Cybertruck behind me. And I mean, I shouldn't have had that reaction, but I did because it looked like the future. And then the weirdest thing was seeing a normal looking person.
Right.
Certain type of person.
But it's not a robot.
Cybertruck. But it's not a robot driving the damn truck.
It's not a cyborg.
And yeah, and I remember they like came up behind me and then went past me, and it was all I could do to not pull a Richie and just crane the fuck out of my neck.
Is this the first winter? Were they around last winter?
No, I don't think so. I think they showed up in like the spring.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of problems.
I don't know. Why do you say that?
I don't know. It looks like a lot of it's kind of like the Tesla aspects are fine, but I think the mechanics as far as the beds opening, people are already like having issues. They're just kind of like flimsy and stuff. Ice is going to get in there.
Oh, yeah.
I think all these things were sort of like rushed a little bit.
Well, I forget that it's even a truck.
Well, yeah.
I'm
not
like,
a spaceship.
Well, not a spaceship, but also not just like an SUV.
Right.
Like because it has a bed, right?
Oh, yeah, but it's retractable. It does like a whole thing.
Oh, so is it always covered when you're driving it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think you might be able to leave it open. I have no idea. I don't own one. We're very broke.
I don't know if we'd own one if we had a ton of money or anything. Yeah, it's like a boat. You should need a friend with one.
Yeah. We have a friend with one.
Did he actually
I don't
get
know if
it?
he got it. We
I don't
should
know
reach
if he-
out.
Yeah. We'll find out.
I want to ride in one.
I mean, I've only been in a Tesla like 3 times.
Well, we got the Tesla Uber the one time.
That was funny. From Safe Flight.
He was just like, you want to go
Want to go fast? And it's like 7:02 in the morning,
Yeah.
and we're like, let's go fast. It felt good. It was cool.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have the same sort of acceleration.
Yeah.
It just goes.
It just goes
It's like a toy.
like a spaceship.
Like a spaceship.
Yeah. Well, maybe. I mean, the Jeep's still running.
Yeah.
Jeep's still going.
I know you fucking hate it, but I
I
love
don't
it.
hate it
Yes,
at
you
all.
do. You hate Ben
I
so
worry
much.
about Ben. I just worry when we're driving to South Carolina and we're
He's
going through those
powerful.
mountains and
He's great.
wheezing his way
Since 2016,
up and down
he's
the
been
hills.
solid.
He's a good boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now Penelope.
Penny's the greatest.
I mean,
Tour van.
Chevy Express.
Workhorse.
Fucking workhorse.
Super comfy to sleep in.
That was fun.
Well, I've done it many times.
Yeah, but I had never had. First time sleeping,
In the van.
not quite on the side of the road, but
In a Love's parking
in
lot.
a cozy Love's parking
Yeah.
lot. It was fun. It was good.
We survived.
I don't know if I would ever sleep in like a regular car in a parking lot like that. Like
I
if I
tell
had
you,
to
your
just.
dad made me really uncomfortable.
Why?
I was like, yeah, well, he was like, oh, these the windows are a little dirty, and I was like, well, we woke up
Oh
and it
my
was a little
God.
fogged up.
What?
Well, because it was when we first woke up, just
No.
from sleeping in it.
Yeah, we're breathing in it, and
I
it was
think
cold
your,
outside.
Your dad's exact quote was, "Takes more than sleeping to do that."
Oh
I
my
was like,
God.
John.
I never hear my dad say things
Oh, it was
like
pretty funny.
that.
I think it was as he was cracking a beer too.
Yeah, well, and now he has sons, so he gets to say things like that. He never would talk like
With
that
3
around
daughters.
3
Yeah.
daughters. But now he's got 3 sons,
That was
so
pretty funny.
that's hilarious. It's like I can't even picture it.
It's gonna take a lot more than sleeping It's funny because your dad's not like
Not
that.
at all. No. Oh my god. Oh, your mom texted me today.
How is she?
She's good. She texted me because I guess there was a big like Christmas parade in Maysville today.
Oh, there always is.
And
It's
the
annual.
Clydesdales were there, and she got to pet them.
That's
And
very
she
cool.
sent me some pictures of them like in their
It's
stalls.
a big deal.
and-
Maysville is expanding, exploding. Obviously, we've met random people in Cincinnati moving there.
Yeah.
That's where Rosemary Clooney's from. But it always had this little Christmas parade. I would march in
It's
it.
the classic like Christmas
Well, the
town.
downtown looks like
It's so
something from a
freaking cute.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It
you
is
march
a
through that.
postcard. Just
Mhm.
like snapshot your eyes and you have a postcard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a cute place to grow up.
Absolutely. I just thought about snapshotting your eyes.
Well, future, it'll happen soon. Well, the
Fucking
meta
meta glasses.
the meta
I
glasses,
know.
you can just
I know.
do it.
That's
Yeah.
all you need. But do you still have to press something?
You can just tell it, I think. I
Oh,
think you
take photo.
take photo or
Actually, yeah, I saw a girl. Somehow my Instagram Explore page has turned into like people with rare disorders.
Go on.
Or like accidents that happened to
Yeah,
them and
yeah.
now they're like paralyzed or whatever. Like, that is my Explore page. That and like occasionally the British royal family. But it's fascinating. These people's stories are incredible,
course.
obviously, and that's what draws you in. And a lot of them do have major followings now. But I did see a girl who is a quadriplegic, and she got the meta glasses, and she's been posting a lot of the content that she's been taking with it. She's not using her hands at
Hands,
all, so it
obviously,
must
yeah.
all be voice activated.
Mhm. We saw Chef Andy doing it, you know.
Yeah, but it's hard to tell what he was doing at the time. I mean, he was showing what he was.
He would say meta every time. He'd be like,
Oh.
meta, what's the history of this? You know.
Yeah, but
I'm
in
making-
terms of filming,
Yeah.
if you were like, I want to take a picture of that
I think you
thing over
can tap
there,
it. I think you can tap it too.
but can you not tap it?
Yes.
Okay,
you can just
that's
talk
what
to
I'm
it.
wondering. Yeah.
You just say meta, what up?
Meta, take a picture of what I'm staring at. Meta, picture, now.
Yeah,
Thank you,
it would.
thank you.
It would do it.
I
I'm still
love- I
freaked out
love
by
how-
Siri. Just goes, uh-huh.
Well, I was going to say, I love how you always thank her for things.
Yeah, because I'm prepared.
You're prepared for when she
When
fucking
fucking-
takes
I
over. She'd be
know.
like, Matt Franklin is so kind.
He was
to
so
me.
kind.
I will not lock him.
Exactly.
anywhere."
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna at least give him like books and water.
Because you're a big reader these days.
I'm a big listener.
Yes. Every time I tell somebody Matt's reading something, I have to just be like, he listens to the audiobooks, but you're a
Audio learner.
Audio
Yeah.
learner. I'm the complete opposite.
I know you are.
I am the epitome of something going in one ear and out the other.
I think one, it's practice. That you get used to it. So the more you
Yeah.
do it, once you just start consuming it that way.
When did you? I mean, did you start?
It was a slow roll.
But did you start that? Like when?
I would listen to some books on tour. You used to be able to
Okay.
get books from Cracker Barrel. So this is
Cracker
some-
Books.
Some old man shit.
Yeah.
But you would go to Cracker Barrel, and basically it was like a library where you could drop them off at any Cracker Barrel.
Oh,
So
okay.
you would like,
Yeah.
you know, and a lot of them were kind of lame and like Christian oriented, but they had a lot of classics, you know,
Yeah.
so you could get like Dickens or I don't know, some random like old books, and you could get them on cassette tapes,
Mm-hmm.
and then you could play them as you drove, and then stop at the next Cracker Barrel and drop them off and get another one.
Are Cracker Barrels nationwide?
Yes,
Okay, so
I think so.
I feel like I've seen them everywhere, but
I think they're kind of waning.
I'm sure they are.
What did we just see where Cracker Barrel was doing a deal? It was like to win something funny.
Oh, to be on a Hallmark movie.
To be in a Hallmark movie.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Win like a walk-on role in a Hallmark
Yeah.
movie. I don't. Is it specifically a Christmas Hallmark
I would
movie?
assume. Yeah,
I
because
would
they're
too.
pushing it right now.
'Tis the
And is there
season.
like
Yeah.
any other to be in?
Oh, talk to the Hallmarkers. Yes, year round.
Yeah.
The Hallmark Channel. It's just so many people. That's like their comfort channel because it's just easy. It's the
I
same.
loved having it on the other night.
It was pretty funny the other night.
We're just
Yeah.
making little Christmas packages and putting it together.
I was
and
making fucking cookies
You were making fucking cookies.
with my new.
I was
Hand
making
mixer.
ornaments.
I know. It was a very charming moment.
That was a charming
I even had
moment.
an apron on.
You did. It was very cute.
Yeah. But yeah, I think there's Hallmark movies year round.
But then in July they just play
Do Christmas in
again.
July? Yeah, I know. When did that start? I don't remember that being a thing growing
Well, it doesn't
up.
make. I mean, I guess
Because-
because it's hot, but it's not.
But it's not the halfway point.
It's not the halfway point.
That's what's always bothered me. Christmas in June sounds just as good as Christmas in July.
Mm-hmm.
So why it turned into, maybe it is just, it's hot as fuck in July.
Let's do it then.
Let's just try to feel
People need a little
cozy
cheer.
and happy. And like in August, well, okay, it's probably like June, you just want it to be summer. You're so excited. It is summer, but it's early
This makes
summer.
sense.
It's fresh summer. July, you're a little fatigued of summer, but it's still summer. You're happy, but you're hot. And fall is still kind of far away. So, okay, you need something in July. August, you can see fall on the horizon. I mean, September 1st, I think pumpkin is introduced everywhere.
Right, that already
so
dips into
it's
it.
like, I guess July, maybe
I think
you're just hot.
this is a controversial viewpoint, but
All right, I'm ready for it.
they should probably do Christmas in July, but it should be tropical Christmas songs.
Did you see that I texted you the other one?
Was it Eartha?
It's on Christmas Island.
Yeah, Christmas Island.
That's
That's right. I was like, there's not enough tropical Christmas songs,
Meliklikimaka,
which is the banger.
Christmas Island.
Those. What else?
That's it.
Does
I was
Feliz
pretty
Navidad count as a tropical Christmas song?
No. Absolutely not. Just because
Well, Mexico.
it's Spanish. Yeah, but tons of other countries.
Okay.
And I think there's areas in Mexico
That are, yeah.
that it gets cold.
Mountains.
Oh, it was so cute today. One of the staff members at the barn, he's newer and he's Mexican. He has pretty good English. Like he can definitely.
Is he the one living in the trailer on the property?
Yeah. He says his name's Miguel. And today, I think it was maybe as I was
he
unpacking
singing
Richie.
Feliz
So,
Navidad?
no. But they had Christmas music on, which they hadn't had on recently. It's always like 70s on 7 or
Right,
80s
right.
on 8. But it was a weird Christmas channel. I wasn't sure which one it was. And I think just like Jingle Bells was on.
Yeah.
And he comes walking up the aisle, and I had my back turned. I was doing something, but then I hear someone like kind of shuffling up, and I hear him going like Jingle Bells, Jingle Bells, and he starts
Yeah.
singing along. And whoever was around, maybe it was Sarah, he just looks at us and he's like Jingle Bells, and he goes Feliz Navidad, and we're like Feliz Navidad. And
That's
then
awesome.
Sarah, and then he walks away, and Sarah and I were both like, we have to get better at Spanish.
Right.
Like, I told her, I was like,
Well, you,
I was like, Sarah, I
like, minored in
minored
Spanish,
in it
yeah.
in college. I was fluent when
Listen,
I graduated.
I'm
and
begging you because it's going to be a superpower.
I know. I was inspired today because Miguel is awesome. Gustavo and Hector, who are the other staff members out there, they're so sweet, and they do so much for us, and they try so hard to speak English that all I can do is try and speak Spanish. And they're cute. They push me. They'll be like, "¿Cómo estás?" And I'll be like, "Bien, too."
Yeah.
The other day, 2 days ago, I think, Hector asked me, "¿Cómo estás?" And I was like, I'm not just gonna say bien.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something else. And so I said, un poco cansado, which just means a little tired.
Okay.
Which I was.
Hey.
But then he just laughed at me, and I was just like turned around and like threw my shit in my trunk and just walked away. But I was like, I need to start trying. And it's my own just like insecurity about it. And that's over half the battle when learning another language, and is the confidence to speak it. It's like you can understand it pretty quickly and you can maintain that for a pretty long time, but then your confidence in speaking and kind of conjugating on the fly and remembering the vocab. I mean, Duolingo is great for that because it just forces you to relearn vocab, to see the conjugations, to see the phrases that are super, super common that you can use in any conversation. So I should probably get back on it. I mean, hey, I'm a runner now.
Yeah, you're a runner and you're speaking Spanish.
Maybe
and-
I'm speaking Spanish again.
Yeah. Well, one at a time.
One at a time.
Or, hear me out, you listen to the news in Spanish
While I'm running.
While you're running.
Well, okay. That's going to be in a few weeks because I could barely get through my normal podcast.
I think you listen in
today,
slow Spanish.
which that is a thing.
Yeah.
But I was extremely ADD listening to my podcast in English today. Maybe it'll force me. Maybe it'll.
Same client today. She was talking about. She was like, she did multiple Ironmans, almost
my
drowned
God.
in one, and
Almost drowned?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
That's why
gosh.
we're getting this mermaid tattoo. But
Oh my God. What's your mermaid mean? Well, I almost died.
Yeah, but now I'm a mermaid.
Okay.
But she was talking about running. She can't run on a treadmill at all.
Yeah.
Hates it. She's like, I don't know if it's my ADD, and this woman's like 50, and she's like, I don't know if it's my ADD, but I can't focus. Like, she's like, I need other stuff like going on. I have to be like running in different places. She's like, I love the cars or like the street and everything's happening.
Going somewhere. Having a destination, knowing that like I'm gonna turn the corner up there.
I'm 100% the
I'm gonna
opposite.
come around this. Yeah.
Because I can like mentally, I listen to a fucking book.
Yeah.
I'm on a treadmill, and now I'm somewhere else. Now it's the Revolutionary War. Now John Adams is, you know.
You're running through the hills with a bayonet.
Yeah, well, he wasn't fighting, but he was fighting for the American people at the Continental Congress, you know.
Yeah.
But he's out there figuring out the legislative branch and splitting up powers. He's writing all this shit down, and I'm like, oh, I'm right there, baby.
Yeah.
Wigs on, you know. Fucking shitting in the street. I'm going for it.
Okay, so
That's
where you are when you're running.
When I'm running, of course.
All right.
But like 2 weeks ago, I was in like a Stephen King book, so.
Yeah. Well, I respect your client because I get that. But it's winter now. It's already icy on the sidewalk, so the treadmill it is. And
it's also like a nice place.
I'll leave it at that. I had a nice routine. I don't know when this was, a year ago probably, where I would play Wordle.
You were doing that every morning,
Not
which is really
Wordle,
fun.
Wordle.
Where you try and
So I was getting a nice geography
yeah.
lesson every morning, and then I would play a round of Duolingo.
Mm-hmm.
And I just did those kind of back to back, and it was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, they make things fun these days, which is nice.
Well, that was a movement when all of a sudden education had to become fun.
Yeah.
Learning didn't used to be fun.
Yeah.
At some point, I'm trying to remember when, but like the 70s or something, they started introducing, and also this is when administration started to expand, but basically they were like, oh, well, kids will learn better if it's fun. There's no statistical data that shows that at all.
Yeah.
But now that's why all education has to be like fun and engaging.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you learn well just because it's fun.
Oh my God, no.
And it actually can softens all the edges on stuff too, and you don't get all the pertinent data always, you know.
Well, I remember when we moved to Dayton, the school district had introduced integrated math. Integrated math? Is that what it's called?
I don't math.
I think so. Basically, it wasn't normal algebra and calculus and whatever else you learn. It was like a lot of word problems. And so you were learning math through these like word problems and experiential whatevers. We scored so poorly on all the math portions of like the graduation tests. They kept it up for years and years. I don't think they have it anymore, but statistics proved so quickly that it was not good.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be like a more engaging way of learning math and looking at it holistically and all this stuff. And at the end of the day, you still just needed to know how to do calculus.
Right.
And we couldn't at all. It was so bad. Like when I look back on it, I mean, my like ACT math scores were awful, like so bad. And I don't know if I mean, it was funny because now I feel like I crunch numbers all day long. That's practically like my job with us is to like do number stuff. But it was never like a bad
Math
was fine. Like I'm never a bad mather. But we were not taught correctly at all.
Yeah, it's all kind of a void in my brain. The only math class I took in college was a computer programming class that I got like a math credit for. Like I had to take like one math class that was required, and I was able to take this CSA computer science course.
For some reason, I took 3 statistics classes.
I programmed a game where it was like Minesweeper, but you revealed a Godzilla.
That's kind of cool.
It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think it roared.
Yeah, it better have. Yeah. Yeah, I ended up taking 3 statistics classes. I was pretty good at stats because it's pretty straightforward. But college is a blur.
Yes.
For many reasons.
Obviously.
But I'm pretty glad to not be in college anymore.
Well, I mean, everybody I talk to who is around our age is always like, well, you'd be such a better student now.
Well, yeah.
Because they actually give a fuck. It's actually like a ridiculous thing to ask an 18-year-old to one, decide what your job's going to be forever.
Yeah.
And then two, expect them to like retain this shit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure there's outliers and people are going to actually like get the right things and have the aptitude to understand like, okay, this is the path I need to be on, and in 10 years I'm going to be at my career goal if I start this thing. But who the fuck's ready for that? So few people.
I was an international studies major.
Yeah.
With a minor in Spanish. Let's not forget that.
Which would pertain to the international aspect of it.
You had to take a language.
Yeah.
It was required. And a super minor in communication.
Hell yeah. Well, you're a good communicator.
Pretty good communicator.
Yeah.
I can get the job done. I can write a mean email. Not mean, but like a good mean email.
I hear you.
Like
but
I
now
can-
AI is going to do that anyway, so.
I don't have the eye for AI, so I am not able to tell
The IAI?
the IAI
Mm-hmm.
if something's been written in AI that I'm reading.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Well-
I still just assume that a person wrote this.
If it's well done, I mean, I can see all of the applications where it could actually like be a huge benefit, especially
Yeah.
in a hurry, or if you're trying to like, you know, there's obviously all the ads now where people are making emails more friendly, you know,
Yeah.
or you're going in hot, or you want something to sound more professional, or maybe you just need some information on a topic, or
See, that's where I'm just like, you're just lazy.
for sure.
If you can't make your mean email nice, you're not a nice person.
Well, but also, how many times have we been dealing with a landlord at my studio?
Yeah.
I will not name them.
Okay.
But you're going in hot, and I've hit send sometimes when I've regretted it.
So, okay, here's the lesson. Take a breather.
Right,
Take a
right.
breath.
Which you should. That's like a life lesson.
That's a life lesson. People
you
are
should
not
always
going to
count
learn
to
that
10.
life lesson.
You count to 10, right?
If you're just like still hot, but you angrily tell AI to make it nicer, and then you huff and puff away. Well, you haven't won the battle in that moment. You're still angry.
The battle of self.
The battle of self. You are Mr. Stoic here. Isn't that a big Stoic
Yeah, I'm not that
trope?
Not once did I say that I'm leaning on it or I think that it's
No,
necessarily a good idea to be using it. No, I think
I just think it is. I mean, those are the conversations that are fascinating because I never would have. I mean, just hashing it out right now, I'm like, okay, you're doing a detriment to yourself by using AI.
This is a blanket conversation.
many ways.
Because it's the same thing about lacking creativity, and creativity
Yeah.
will disappear because you're going to use AI. It'll be the same thing like song lyrics. You know, it's going to go to everything where
Yeah.
things will get more and more generic and watered down,
Yeah.
and language will start to disappear and will become one blob of gray, and that's where gray aliens come from because they're us from the future.
Graylands.
The graylians, the grays.
Love
Yeah.
a good hybrid word.
We're on our way.
Well, maybe we should not get so dark. What's your favorite Christmas song?
Color.
You can't even say it.
Maliki Maka.
You said it backwards.
Color. I wanted to sing
What is it, Matt?
No, now I'm overthinking it.
Malakalikimaka is your favorite.
Malakalikimaka is the
Christmas
fine
song.
way to say Merry Christmas.
to you.
That's right. It's the
I-
fun one.
I always forget that that's actually your favorite one. Like, you always talk about it when it comes on.
Because it's a banger. And obviously, you know, there's a
Who sings
Christmas
it?
Vacation one. I don't know the original artist because there's like 50 versions always.
Yeah.
But
There's
Burl
like
Ives.
the sisters.
Is there Burl
There's
Ives?
a
Is that
sisters that sing it.
Which is the Johnston sisters is like one of the ones that comes up all the time.
Yeah.
Is it Eartha Kitt who does Santa Baby?
Oh, yeah. That's the...
What's your fave?
Little Drummer Boy. Hello. Probably the Percy Faith version that has
Percy Faith
the
one's the big
ladies
one.
as well.
I think I've expressed to you before though, like
I know, and everybody on the internet has as well.
you're just gonna blast your drum at a baby.
know,
He's a fucking baby.
Okay, until that stupid meme came out where people said, you know, yeah, this little kid is gonna come just wailing on the snare in front of a newborn. After
I don't even remember the plot of because they made the animation. Remember, there's like an animated film of Little Drummer Boy that is a la the Rudolph and everything.
I mean, the main premise is that
it's like the three
everyone
wise men. They're
comes
just
bearing
going
gifts,
to
and he's a poor boy to pa ra ba pum pum.
Right.
all he has is his gift of being able to play the drum.
drum.
It like makes me tear up when I think about it. It's really cute.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of tearing up.
I see. You
I
tearing
know
up
what
right
is
now.
happening.
Well, it's Christmas.
Ooh, it's Christmas.
You're filled with the.
It's
What do we have going on this weekend? What are we doing this weekend?
Christmas stuff.
Well, that's what I was getting at. Yeah. What kind of Christmas?
Well, I
shit we
guess
got
there's
going on?
there's a little holiday event under the net.
Undercurrent.
Under the net.
Current is its name.
I know. I can't help but call it the net. I have no idea what is going on with that. There's an iceless ice skating rink.
Well, how does that work?
We'll find out. I have no idea. I'm picturing roller skates.
That sounds like iceless roller
'Cause
skating.
what the fuck else would you do in an iceless ice skating rink?
Do you
Walk
just
around?
pretend to?
Walk around?
Do you like put up a little barricade and you like go in and it,
I don't
dance?
know. I just hope there's reindeer.
there might be
There might be a little reindeer to pet.
Do they do that? Well, because Sunday is German Village Lights.
German Village Lights. Yep. Ursh.
Oh, Ursh tomorrow night. We should definitely stop by. We gotta
I
go.
think so too. Rush tribute band. Ursh.
Yeah, it's the 4th annual.
It's only the 4th.
I've done the poster 4 years in a row, and I think I did the
And
first one.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I always do the poster every year. It was specifically, they started it as a tribute to Neil Peart,
Yeah.
or Peart, or how some people say it, but Neil Peart,
Part.
the drummer of Rush. And
Yeah.
when he died, and he was a badass, he would always follow in a motorcycle. He has this whole like.
Oh,
wild
I remember
backstory.
that. Yeah.
But they started as a tribute specifically to him, and it's like the band is mostly the same the whole time, but then a different drummer like every 3 songs because no one drummer can play all of those parts. And it's so
different
ridiculous.
singers too.
Yeah, they rotated
They have
out
a handful
singers.
of different singers,
I
both
think
men and women. Which is
This
cool.
year, like last year, they started doing a thing where they'll play one album all the way through.
Yeah.
This year, they're doing moving pictures,
Saw
which
that.
is one of my favorites. So, yeah, that'll be dope. So tomorrow night we'll do that, as well as the Undercurrent Christmas Festival down here, and then German Village Lights on Sunday. That's pretty heavy
It's pretty
on
Christmassy.
the Christmassy.
Yeah.
And then we'll watch the Bengals beat the Browns on Monday.
Hooday.
Hooday, baby.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there was something else I was going to recommend we do, but I don't think there's time
No,
for anything
I'm
else.
tattooing both days
Yeah.
as well.
Gonna go see the ponies.
You're gonna see some ponies.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's a lot of cool things coming up.
Yeah,
Christmas time is here.
that's good. You sound beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Well, is this the wind down?
I think it's the wind down.
Okay.
I think we've hit it.
I think we covered our day.
I will have to say it was hard not talking about stuff.
I know. I
a
was
lot
trying
of it.
to.
It's kind
I
of
was
fun
trying to
though.
wait,
It was
yeah.
good.
I think I saved. Yeah, most of the stuff.
Yeah.
I only lamented about tiny shit beforehand.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah. Okay. Good job.
Good job. High five.
Uh,
Toodles.
bye.